everyone, welcome back. Another episode of Tips and Tricks. Happy Mother's Day to all the mothers out there in the world. Thank you so much for joining me. Let's get started. Let's make this quick. Today we're making fried mushrooms, breaded, fried piece of cake. We went over the ingredients the other day, so everybody should have everything they need. We've got our flour, our eggs, our seasoned breadcrumbs, and our mushrooms. Why are my mushrooms sitting in a bath of water? Well, I'm going to tell you. Keeping the mushrooms in the water after I've cleaned them, and I went ahead and I cut off the stems at the bottom just to make it nice and soft and easy. You put them in some water because it's going to help everything stick. Mushrooms get dry really fast. So I put them in some water. I'm just letting them sit there for a moment or two. Here's what we're going to do. We're going to go step by step, get these nice and breaded, nice and thick so they have a good fry and crisp to them. So I've got my mushrooms. Now, I'm just going to put some mushrooms in flour. This is all-purpose flour, unseasoned. Get in here. And just get the flour all over. Now, please keep in mind, you are going to make a mess if you're not careful. That's why, if you notice, I'm only using one hand. I'm trying to keep a clean hand over here. But I'm just getting some flour on. I don't need excess. Tap it on the side. Get some flour, tap it on the side. See that coating? See that? There's your base. There you go. Let's move on to the next step. Egg wash. I just took the 2 eggs, cracked them in the bowl, whipped them up with a fork, and that was it. Get egg all over and put it in my breadcrumbs. Egg all over, breadcrumb, mushroom, egg all over, breadcrumb. Believe it or not, this is all important. The tapping on the side, the getting off the excess, rolling around so it's evenly covered in egg. It's the best way to ensure that you have an even covering of breadcrumbs all over. And it's a step that is easily mixed. Excuse me, I meant to say missed, not mixed. Missed. It is a step that is easily missed. So, I've got some mushrooms here. They're in our breadcrumbs. Move this up. I want you to see it. There we go. Now, I'm moving these around. I'm using my clean hand. See that? I'm covering these breadcrumbs completely everywhere. Just keep moving. Fill in the holes. There. Pat it down. That's what you're after. See that? The breadcrumbs are everywhere. Evenly covered. Huh? And this, like I said, this is our appetizer. We're going for fried mushrooms. So we want a good, thick breading. And the way to get that is to start with the water so everything sticks. Get it in the flour to get your thick base. Then your egg. Then your breadcrumbs. Wash, rinse, repeat. So, we finished getting our breadcrumbs all over the mushrooms. Make sure it's even. I went ahead and took that container of seasoned breadcrumbs and I put 1 cup of breadcrumbs in this bowl. Because I wanted to have extra. Because as the egg gets in here and everything is wet, it starts to clump up. So I wanted to have extra breadcrumbs just in case to keep it even. So I put a whole cup in there. Might seem like a lot. It's not. I'm just going to get rid of the rest anyway. But there. Now, we have our breadcrumbs done and our mushrooms are ready to be fried. Those are going to come out fantastic. See how even that is? That's a good thick breading. This is going to be perfect. I can't wait. All right, let's fry some mushrooms. Ready now to fry our mushrooms. Perfect timing, perfect setup. We took our vegetable oil, got it in a nice pan, turned on that heat, get it going nice and high. Most importantly, you never want to put your mushrooms in the oil until your oil's hot. If you drop the mushrooms in there and the oil's cold, the breading just starts to fall off and you just have a mushy mess, and we don't want messes, especially not for Mother's Day. So, get your oil in, turn it on, let it get good and hot. Multiple ways to test to see if it's hot. Okay, that's really not a good way to do it. You have your thermometer, put it in there, gets up into the 220s and higher, you're set, you're perfect. If you don't have a thermometer and you still want to test and see, take a little piece of the breading off a mushroom and drop it in. As soon as it starts to sizzle, it's risen up and it's started to sizzle, I know. So here's what I'm going to do. I'm going to take the fork and just slowly place the mushrooms in. And we definitely have enough room to do all of them. Be gentle. You don't want the grease to pop and get all over you. Now obviously if you have a set of tongs, that makes it a lot easier. But if you don't, you can use your fork. Totally fine. The mushrooms are in. We only need a few minutes. Oh, it's already starting to have that nice fried, breaded smell. I love the smell of things that are frying. So much fun. Starting to get that brown color, and you notice they are not completely submerged. They don't need to be. We don't need to deep fry something. Have it in a nice saute pan. They're all over. And we're just moving them around and allowing them the opportunity to cook. Allowing the breadcrumbs to get a nice golden brown color. That's what we're after. Golden brown color. So I'm just going to slowly move them. You can turn them over. If it's deep enough and you don't need to turn them and they're cooking all over in the oil, then you're perfect. But if you see that the tops of the mushrooms are above the oil, it's no big deal. Just turn them over. Just move them around. Here's the most important thing to remember. You really don't have to worry about much, except don't burn it. And as long as you stay here, that won't happen. This only takes a few minutes, so there's no need to go away. Don't go anywhere. Spend a few minutes, stay right here, let those work. Took another plate and put some paper towels on it. We're going to transfer the mushrooms from the grease onto the plate and let the paper towel do its job, soak up that oil. We don't want to serve Mama greasy mushrooms. Fried? Yes. Greasy? Don't like it. Can you hear that? Listen. Shh. Sizzle. Oh, sizzle. Just be gentle when you move them, because you don't want, okay. I got a little pop. The oil will pop, it will get you. If you're not careful, it will get you. Here's a tip. That's why we're here. You see little pockets. If there's ever a little pocket on the top of your mushroom, like a little bubble, that's when you flip it over. Burst that bubble, baby. Don't want bubbles. I don't want anything getting in between the breading and the mushrooms. Beautiful. Oh, have it moved, watching them the whole time. Very easy. We are now 6 minutes in. And we're done. Yes. Turn off that oil. Let's get these puppies out of here. We've got a nice golden brown, kind of a light copper color, if you will. Oh. Get them on the paper towel. Let the paper towel soak up all of that grease. Look at these. Using my fork, so I want to be fair to everybody. If you don't have a set of tongs at home, you're going to be using a fork. So, there we go. Now, we're going to let those sit for a second. Going to get this grease off the heat and plate these mushrooms. Beautiful. All right, we are set. We are ready. We're going to plate our mushrooms. This is the final piece. This is the part where we are bringing the restaurant to mom, because we can't bring mom to a restaurant. So, right now, mom's upstairs, probably watching television. I'm sure getting ready to come down and have dinner. So we're going to surprise her. I'll bring these up. But I want to get them plated perfect first. This is that part about making sure that everything is perfect. I put some ranch dressing. She loves ranch dressing with her mushrooms. Green is one of her favorite colors, so I got a green plate. I'm putting them, I put the sauce in the middle and I'm going to put the mushrooms around it. You never want to take them out or move them anywhere too soon. They'll get mushy. Want to make sure that they're crispy, and in order to do that, you got to let them sit for a minute or two on the paper towel. Let the paper towel do its job. Let it get up all that grease. We don't want it. Positioning is everything. See that? We don't want that. Got rid of all that. One last little aesthetic. My favorite, say it every week, fresh parsley. Love the way it smells. Love the way it looks. Mama's Mother's Day appetizer. Breaded mushrooms. Huh? Gorgeous. All right, let's get those to her. You folks enjoy making these. Enjoy eating them. Happy Mother's Day. I hope I see you soon. Next, we're going to make chicken parmesan. It'll be time for the main event. Bye.